Welcome back to the Investor Unite podcast, where we talk all things real estate, business, and entrepreneurship.
If you're looking to ignite your real estate investing, then join us at Investors Unite. And on today's podcast,
we got a special guest.
We do. We got an amazing guest because he is, once again, another youthful character.
Yeah. Only 23 years old, doing crazy things within the real estate industry.
Yeah, same age as us, and he is even far more accomplished than we are. Which is
so we're
totally okay. We'll go all into it.
Yeah, we're gonna dive deep into his life, his business, just about everything. But on today's episode, we have Ezra Smucker.
Yeah, Ezra.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Appreciate you coming.
What do you think of the new office?
I freaking love it. I mean, it's like just right, modern, you know.
Yeah.
The gold fixtures.
Yeah, I gotta love the gold.
It's very modern. Your style. Boring, you know. I love it.
Very cool.
My style.
Yeah.
For sure. The green plant. Yeah, it's dying, but you know.
Oh,
just ignore that. Okay. Why'd you gotta call it out?
Now everyone's gonna look.
I know. They're like, why was that plant back there?
But it looks very unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe you can help us out picking some more plants.
If you need some plants, go to Smucker Gardens.
Smucker Gardens.
Yeah.
It's just another business of yours you got?
That's my brother's business.
Oh, no.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
That's
no
crazy.
Way.
Yeah.
So he just sells a whole bunch of plants?
All kinds. House plants, everything.
How old's your brother? I didn't even know you had a
He's
brother.
like 35, I don't know.
Is he like selling it in Harrisburg or where at?
In Millersburg. They have a big nursery, hardscapes, and
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not too far away.
That's
they have
the
a bunch
place
of
to
house
go then.
plants, but they're a little expensive. Yeah, so
We can go take a look one day.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So you are also obviously in real estate, but you also do a lot more than just real estate, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm in construction. We have property management.
Yeah.
We do a lot of different stuff. I mean, I don't really know. I forget. So we do,
That's okay.
Build a park for the city of Harrisburg.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, the list goes on. It's like sometimes I forget what we all do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
so much stuff going on.
Yeah,
but before you even did all that stuff, I know that you were Amish.
So
let's get into that. Like, from being Amish to getting into real estate, like, how did that come about?
Because we do have some Amish investors in the community. They go to the meetups and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I was 17, that's when I left the Amish. That's kind of what, my family was very, they were less conservative than, or more liberal, I would say.
Okay.
In a sense, not as, strict on certain boundaries or things like that. So, growing up, we were, I was, used to all the world's technology and stuff. I had different things.
You had electricity.
Yeah, we did.
Some power tools.
It's not like everything was gas and no power. You know, we had electricity and stuff like that. So
okay.
But I left when I was 17, and then 18.
Did you live in Lancaster?
No, I grew up in Millersburg,
and
then I moved to Lancaster for some time.
Okay.
And then I moved to Harrisburg. But yeah, I mean, growing up Amish, it gave me a lot of good core values and
work ethic.
good work ethic, you know. Yeah. So I started doing construction when I was 15.
Oh wow.
And that's kind of why I would probably say that I was able to get started so young. You know, if I wouldn't have got started in construction at a young age, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, right?
Gotcha.
Because, we built custom homes from start to finish. I was the mud boy in the beginning stage.
Yeah.
And so
that's insane.
But yeah.
That is amazing. So when you first started in construction per se, so you started at the age of 15, was that just helping out your family?
No, that was an actual job. I was on payroll and everything.
You were on payroll?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know how that all works, but
yeah, 15.
My mom and dad got the money, and I don't know where. I never seen it after that.
You just did the labor part.
I just did the labor part.
Yeah, at least you got the experience.
I operated I used all the tools and power tools, and at some point I think it was I was operating skid loaders, stuff like that. But we did a lot of custom homes from start to finish,
all before 18.
Foundation. Yeah, I became a foreman at 17.
Oh my goodness.
So this is how he's so far ahead on it.
Yeah.
I was surprised when the boss asked me to be foreman on the gutter crew, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Okay.
I must be pretty good at this.
I guess if I can tell people what to do, then maybe I shouldn't be working here, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it.
But I was like, I'll do it for a year, because I didn't think I could start a business at 17. I had to wait till 18 to file all the paperwork and stuff. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
So when you left the Amish at 17, did you leave your parents' house, or did your
No,
parents
like,
leave the Amish too? Or
I could still live at I still lived at home. My
Okay.
parents
Okay.
were, again,
It's not one of those.
they
super
weren't
strict,
they weren't really strict.
You can kind of go back and forth if need
Yeah,
be.
so I lived at home for a good time, and
Gotcha.
my dad signed for my license at that age. So like,
is it like kind of like dropping out of college, like telling your parents that? Like, were they disappointed or?
there was not really a defined moment. I just was like, I
Just
didn't tell them. I just
like,
like, okay,
kinda
this is. I just
walked
kind of
away.
had a different lifestyle.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
did your own thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just like, and then like, oh, okay, I didn't really go to the Amish church anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just,
So what would you say the main difference between an Amish lifestyle versus a typical civilian? I know like there's a bunch of like little small things here and there, but like what was like a major difference for you?
I think, not having any technology growing up, like, that's kind of like a phone.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have that until like, 14, 13. But,
Dang, I had a phone in like 5th grade.
I think my first phone
Wait,
was high school.
5th grade, what is that like?
5th grade, you would have been
Is that 11? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so not too bad.
yeah. So like, I mean, other than like, there was a lot of different things, like I went to a 1-room schoolhouse, which is like,
Yeah.
there's like, 25 people there.
They don't even have those anymore. So
The Amish still do, yeah.
they still
But,
do it.
it was just interesting, But I think growing up in that lifestyle, and like I got to experience that. Now it's like
It's cool
I
that you
have
do.
some
Yeah.
core values and
For sure.
good ethics from that. So
Definitely.
But,
That's how you accomplish so much already.
I would probably say yes, because like without that, I would probably be in a different boat.
Okay. So you were a foreman for a whole year. You got your experience. You learned how to manage employees, I'm guessing, a little bit during that time. And
Yeah.
then you started your business as soon as you turned 18?
Yeah. So once I saw it October. In October, I went and did a DTS, Youth with a Mission, YWAM, Youth with a Mission,
Okay.
and that was in Australia.
Oh wow.
And so I did like a 6-month gap year, a gap year school, 6 month,
Gotcha.
and did that for 6 months, and then I came back, and then I like started my business,
Okay.
and with no money, and I like, it's not really good advice to try to do something with no money, like especially start something, because
Yeah.
Hey, we started with no money too. Don't worry.
but it's like some people it's different when we're like all by ourselves, right?
Yeah.
You don't have anyone to worry about.
Like we don't have any risks. We're so
Yeah.
young.
We don't have any family to worry
Yeah.
about. We're not putting anyone in like,
Financial stress.
yeah. So it's just us. And so
Yeah.
I think that's where like a lot of people are like, don't ever get started with no money down, or like
if you're
don't
like,
buy a house. with
yeah,
no
if you're
money.
like 40 years old and you already have
got
like a house
kids.
payment,
Yeah.
car payments,
Yeah.
kids, wife,
and you have no money, you're living paycheck to paycheck.
that's a
then-
little more risky.
Yeah.
I'd say just start a side hustle until you can build up some capital.
And so that's what
Transition.
I did. Like I came back and I had $700 in credit card debt, which from Australia, and I thought that was like a ton. I was like, how am I ever going to pay this off? And well, of course, when you work at a typical job, you kind of think like, wow, that's a lot of money, right? But so I decided to go into like start my business, and had to buy more tools and more stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. You know?
So did you have your own place at this point, or were you still at your parents when you started your company?
I was still at my parents, and then I moved out I would say about 6 months after that. So
Were you
Oh, wow.
profitable within the first 6 months then?
I moved into a rental,
Yeah.
and most of my finances from that period of time were it was pretty tight. So like
Yeah.
it was extremely tight.
Penny
Then I moved out, and then my rent was like $700, which was just nothing.
Yeah.
But it was like it made a dent into
But it
my,
felt like
Back then, yeah.
it made a dent into the budget, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow. But then I bought my first house, and I barely had any money. Like I had $1,000 I put down on the property, and I had like maybe $2,000 in my account.
How'd you do that? Was it through a
was-
typical
Yeah, hard money lender.
hard money lender?
Gave me the money for the purchase price and closing cost and the rehab cost.
Nice.
Wow.
So before we jump into real estate, I want to go through construction just a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's obviously where you have kind of your background in, and that's when you started your first company.
Yeah.
So what was like your kind of construction were you doing? Were you doing like full on home builds, home development?
So when I
Or
started
was it
my company, I was doing more like I was working for a real estate investor in Lancaster, where we did like some flips for him.
Yeah.
We did his maintenance on some rental properties he had. So it was diverse.
Yeah.
And then I would also do some work for other general contractors as a subcontractor. So like,
Okay.
that's kind of how I got started. And then when I bought my first house is when I the neighbors started asking me for, hey, can you do this too? And then then I was like, oh, maybe I should like start like trying to get more jobs with for clients instead of like working for other people, and like I can make more money if I go directly to the homeowner or directly to the so that's how that started.
And purchasing your first house, how did you find or even know about like hard money?
So, the real estate investor I was working with over that time, I learned some stuff from him. Like I would ask him questions, and I was watching what he was doing. And
so like, mentor.
Yeah, definitely, I would say that. And then, so I was like, I want to buy a property. He's like, here's a few hard money lenders that you can call. I called them up. They were like, no, we can't give you any money. No,
just because of like experience, or
because like I didn't have enough money. I didn't have enough money in myself, and I didn't have any experience. I mean, I had experience in construction, but they were like, no, we're not going to be a good fit.
And you were 18 at this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I called like 4 or 5 different hard money lenders, and my last option was this one. And I was like, well, here's what I got to do. I made a plan. I was like, I'd be more confident in myself. I got to call them up and be like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is the plan with the property. This is the purchase price. This is the ARV, and this is how much I'm going to put into it.
Right.
And, I laid it all out for him, and I guess, I sounded confident to him. It's like, yep, whenever you see the next deal you want to buy, just let me know, and I'll look at it, and we'll
No way.
be
and this was all over the phone. You never met him in person?
Never met him in person one time.
Did he like ask about your credit score or like
No.
money you have saved?
So he asked who I know that, so the guy I was working with knew him, but he never gave me his number in the first, the guy I was working for never gave me his number. One of my coworkers did. He's like, yeah, I'm working for this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I know him. Okay. And he's like, what do you do? And I was like, I told him, and he's like, how much money you make? And he didn't ask how much money I had in my bank account. He didn't ask what my credit score was.
Wow.
He's like, okay, sounds good, and gave me the go ahead.
That's a little different story from ours. So I think we use the same lender.
Dave Wolf.
Yeah, his son.
Yes, Sam Crane.
Yeah.
So I mean, not good.
It's okay.
Sam, really? I'm telling you, Sam, if he's watching.
Did you meet him before?
Everyone knows Sam.
Sam?
Yeah.
So I know him now, but Dave Wolf used to be he didn't have Sam, Sam's the underwriter.
Yeah.
Dave Wolf used to take care of it, the owner.
Right.
And so it was a little bit different. I'm sure he had a lot on his plate.
Because we haven't met him. We haven't met him yet at all.
Just
So
keep borrowing his money.
yeah. So the way it came about, we found a deal. I was like, let's keep it, and then it started, looking around for private money lenders.
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours, actually 2 people recommended Sam. So I was like, all right, well, Dave Wolf. And I was like, let me give him a call. We talked on the phone, asked about credit score, what else, funds we had and stuff like that. But I also promoted my YouTube channel. I was like, check it out. We're doing
I know what I'm talking about. I swear.
So they've been lending. They've been giving you money.
Yeah.
For most of your rehabs, or
Everything we've done
everything so far.
Everything so far, yeah.
Because they have done majority of mine.
Yeah.
That's how I got started. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to get started.
Literally same.
Which is
we gotta bring that guy on a podcast.
Yeah, we
listen,
should. We actually really should.
You've secretly helped all of us out.
Yeah.
Even
Shout out
You're the
to you,
man.
Sam.
Yeah, no.
Sam and Dave.
Sam's the man.
So, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So without them, it would have been pretty much impossible. And
bootstrapping.
I thought that was my last option. So I was like,
Yeah.
if they say no, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
You know?
So you buy this first house, and then you and a crew begin.
It was
working
me
on it?
and 2 of my friends.
Two of your friends.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna renovate this property.
Yeah.
So the one unit, it was a 2-unit property I bought.
Okay.
Bottom unit was occupied. Upstairs was vacant. So we went in there. We put a new kitchen in, new flooring, painted everything, and put a new HVAC system in.
And were you aware of what house hacking was at this time?
Barely. I listened to a lot of Bigger Pockets podcasts. I didn't even know if I bought a good deal. My realtor.
So what was the price?
It was
so
actually.
I bought. So it was a 2-unit in Uptown Harrisburg on
Okay.
3rd Street, and
It's a good area.
the list price was $120, but it was on the market for a long time, and everyone was scared of it because of the termite damage in the basement, and it was kind of a dump.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah,
A 120 duplex on 3rd Street. That's not bad.
not
Yeah,
now. But
now,
then I was like,
yeah.
then the
True. That was what, 5 5-6 years ago now for you.
Yeah, 19.
That's
I bought it
crazy.
in December of 19. And so
Okay.
the investor I was working for is a real estate agent. He was the one that helped me buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So we went and looked at it. And then I was like, yeah, I want to put an offer in. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of like looking at properties and not like buying anything. I don't know if it's a good deal. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just want to do it.
I just want to do it. He's like, well,
get me in there.
let's put an offer in. He's like, let's do an offer for 90. I was like, but I really want to get it. He's
Yeah.
like, well, we'll get it. And I was like, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Right.
Put
Just
an offer in.
trust
So
in
we
him.
put an offer in, and then they counter offered at like, I think 97 or something.
Yeah.
And we're like, deal. And
Nice.
bought it. And
So how did you calculate rehab on that?
so I did. Well, I had some knowledge in construction, so
Right.
basically I
You just
said
looked
I
over
want
it.
I need $20,000 for the rehab cost, which in reality it would have cost $40,000 because,
Yeah.
but I did all the work and I had 2 friends, you know,
Right. So you don't have to pay labor then.
so barely any labor.
Just
We put
Saves you a lot. Yeah.
all new flooring, new kitchen, all new appliances.
How was the termite damage? Was it bad?
It wasn't bad. It was just like the floor joist in the basement. You could tell. And
Oh,
we had someone come out and treat it. And like over the years, I did more work to it. But we put a new HVAC system in an upstairs unit, and flooring, kitchen. 20,000 didn't go that. Like it didn't go that far.
Nowadays, 20,000 isn't nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
You have 20,000, we might be able to get one unit.
I think I spent like 10,000 on the HVAC system, mini
Wow.
splits.
Oh my
you
God.
know, and the rest was like for the flooring.
No
That's
way you
crazy.
made that work.
And was that money just for that top unit? Did you?
Yeah, just for
You didn't
so
do anything for the
Nothing.
occupied unit.
How long
Nothing.
was the tenant there for?
the one downstairs.
Yeah, the one
So he was there for 20 years,
Oh.
and then or 22 years, something like that. But anyway, so I did the renovations to the building, the upstairs unit, downstairs unit, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I increased this rent a couple $100, and then, well, a couple years later, 2 years later, he passed away, and I found him dead in
No
the
way.
bathroom. Yeah.
No way.
So, and I had to call the coroner and the cops and all that. And
That's scary.
so that was like, oh.
21-year-old Ezra walking downstairs.
Well, he told me, he's like, he would send me letters with his rent check. He'd say, I'm going to die soon. I'm going to die soon.
How-
He's like, check
how
up
old
on
was
me.
he?
He was like 80 something.
He was up there.
He was definitely up there. He was a Vietnam veteran, and he was like, he was all by himself, had no family whatsoever. So like,
Jeez.
he died. We had, I waited 2 months, then I threw all his stuff away.
Yeah.
And then, because he said, he left me a note. He said, in one of his rent checks, he put and said, find a note in this like kitchen cabinet. It's up in this corner.
Mm-hmm.
When I die, get it and send these 2 out, and this one's for you. And
No way.
yeah,
That is
So-
crazy.
But anyway, so that happened. Then I
gosh.
renovated his apartment. I probably put about $25,000 into it,
Okay.
and then now it's an Airbnb. It's a 1-bedroom.
So you still have this property to this
Yeah,
day?
yeah, it's a really good property.
He's making
I
money.
bet.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a really good property. It's one of my favorite ones.
I want,
Cool, so-
and I want to get into everything because I know you're doing Airbnb, and I believe you're doing, like traveling nurses
Yeah.
with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one I have on Airbnb, Travel Nurse, and like different platforms. And the upstairs is like a long-term tenant. So the
Okay.
downstairs is like, okay, we'll do Airbnb, but we'll also list it on, Travel Nurse or FurnishFinders.com,
Finder, yeah.
and then,
So you have
someone,
it listed on multiple platforms at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. So
Smart.
like,
How
we had-
frequently is it?
So the one Travel Nurse that was there for 1 year.
Oh,
So
wow.
she was paying about $1,900
No
a month
way.
Wow.
For a one bedroom?
Yeah.
One bedroom.
Stefanie, wrong business, yo.
For almost a year. Like she said she was going to be there for like 5 months, and then 5 months turned into a year because she kept renewing.
Do you know what hospital she was working at?
Hershey? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Down in Hershey.
Questions. It's just like
Yeah, yeah.
she was paying her rent, and
That's all you cared about.
extremely nice
Yeah.
to deal with, and like
Nice.
Well, did you had to have that unit fully furnished too, right?
yeah. And we got all the furniture from my admin sourced it from different places, and like we probably furnished it for like 8,000, less than 8,000, and
That's not
it's
bad.
really nice. You know, it turned out to be really nice, and
Cool.
so end of the day, now the property is worth like
Over
200,
two.
yeah. Easily over
250.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Uptown, right? So like,
Yeah.
close to
Perfect
Italian,
location.
Yeah, close to Italian Lake, and
If you ever want to sell, let me know. Looking for a house hack tip.
I'll sell for the right price. I'll sell anything for the right price.
For the right price. You
Everything's
gotta
for
love
sale for the right price.
You gotta love that answer.
But you're gonna pay the premium,
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Speaking of premium, I know with your rents, like your other
Oh yeah, I wanted to
properties.
get into that too. Actually,
I know you typically charge a premium, but you guys do like crazy like amount of work into it. Like you put so much work into them, the quality is amazing.
Yeah, I'm so confused on how you get those prices on where you're at.
I mean,
Like that's astonishing.
it's tough to get it's like, you know, some of them might sit in the market for a couple months.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to adjust your price, you know, accordingly. But at the same time, there's not that many good rentals in Harrisburg that are like
Really
nice. And so, but it's always interesting, you know, sometimes you would think, you know, by charging a premium, you would get better tenants, but sometimes you still get people that don't care about the property and will still trash it and will still like, you just neglect it. And in a year time frame, it's like destroyed, you know, like, you're like, oh my gosh, I just invested this money into it. And it's like, they're not even taking care of their property like they should,
Right.
you know? And so it's sometimes frustrating, but yeah, I guess that's what you get with premium.
That's true.
You know,
And we'll definitely get into that.
Yeah.
But you did a pretty substantial project you talked about at one of the meetups, not the last meetup.
Yeah.
But for what was it, like a $500,000 park?
Yeah. So we did Chutes and Ladders playground at Reservoir Park in Harrisburg for the city of Harrisburg, which we were just prime contractors there. Then the GC was Steelworks Construction.
Okay.
Jonathan Bowser, you know him, right?
Yeah.
So he reached out to
We
you.
got to get him on the pod too.
Yeah, definitely. So he, I think he reached out to me. I forget how we were connected, but somehow we got connected, and then we bid the job and we got it, and
That's amazing.
But that was quite an animal to.
That's a big project
to get done. Yeah.
How long did it take?
It took so we had a lot of delays, and the city sucks to work with, but like it took I think about 9 months. But we weren't working on that project every day.
Yeah.
But like there was delays in the beginning. Like we were supposed to start in July of 2021, I think. No, I forget. It's been a while. But we were supposed to start in July, and then like the surveyors messed up. It was nothing. It wasn't quite correct, and like the architect, there was all kinds of underground utilities they weren't aware of.
No way.
And it was like, okay, so then we had to like wait another month, and then it was like wait another month, and then wait another month. Then we got started on some stuff, and then there were like still delays, and it was like a mess. But it was definitely, I learned a lot through that, like just leadership, because like I had a few like top like pretty good employees there, but you know they were like on the prevailing wage rate, and you know, when it comes to that, they're like rough and ready. A lot of them are rough and ready, and so like they were like, you know, it's always interesting.
Do what you can.
So you know, I had to fire a couple of them, and
That
pissed them off quite a bit.
Oh no.
That was quite.
Is your construction company now? How many employees are you at in total?
Right now, I have 6 full-time employees, and then we have like 6 full-time subcontractors or self-employed people that work for us as well.
It's like freelancers.
Yeah. So like 6 full-time self-employed.
Are you guys looking to grow more too, or?
Yeah, for sure. We're always looking for more. Like I want to continue to grow and continue to add people to our team. Yeah. And so I want to do more work for other people, so where we can like do maintenance contracts for people that have rental properties, or even more fix and flips for other people as well. Yeah. And it's always a tough market when you have like, because you can't charge a premium price.
Yeah.
And then there's like, you know, it's always harder to work with investors because they
want the
nickel
cheap
and
price.
dime, like all these things. You know, I'm one of them. You know, when someone works
for
me,
we're one of them too.
You understand?
It's like we want quality, but we want something
the best
good
price. And,
time frame needs to be good.
Like tomorrow, can you come tomorrow? So, but yeah, like we'd like to work with people that, you know, like, hey, this one guy, he was a real estate investor. He had an Airbnb in Harrisburg, and they had a frat party, and there was 70 people in the house, and they broke every floor joist in the first floor.
Oh my god.
No way.
Yeah. And so like the floor needed, like the structural repair we needed to do, and we did that right away for him, because he was like, he needed it done. It was an Airbnb. Yeah. And like, he didn't have insurance like through Airbnb for it or whatever. Jesus. It was a whole mess. But anyway, like
that sucks.
You know, we got to it right away that week for him, because he's like,
there's 70 people planned a party
in that Harrisburg townhouse.
Yes, in a tiny house on Green Street. Like it was wild, and like the floor joist literally like was cracked in half.
To see everyone falling from the first floor to the basement.
Thankfully, it didn't fall through, because that would have been like
it would have been even worse.
Yeah. So,
God.
but yeah, we do like we want to work with investors. We want to work
Yeah.
with people that need something done right away.
Right.
Any project is good for us.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
So are you looking to kind of continue to grow the construction company more, or are you kind of leaning more towards like the investment side of acquiring assets, obviously?
I would say both. So like, for us, the more projects that we do,
The more you can buy.
the more, the more projects we do for ourselves,
Yeah.
like the more money more funding goes through our company. So like,
Okay.
if we're doing 10 projects, and each project has a budget of $80,000 that we budgeted for, all that money is going through our company, so I can actually hire more people for those. So that's why at times I'm looking for more houses. It's like sometimes you find like 4 houses that are good deals, and then you don't find any for like 3 months, and you're like, okay, what? You keep looking and keep looking. So that's when we like want to fill our pipeline with more work with investors or other people, other clients, and so we're continually finding more jobs so we can like continue to grow.
Do you do like outbound marketing?
No, it's all through social media. People will Google us.
Yeah.
I think Google sends you like a stats on how many people search for your name. So like we get a decent amount of people just search our name.
That's awesome.
And then our website and our trucks are lettered. So like everyone like today I was at a commercial place, and I was outside, and someone was like, "Are you Ezra Smucker?" Because he's like, I Googled the name on the side of the truck and was reading your website, and I just seen that Ezra owns it, and he's like, "Are you Ezra?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." So he was a salesman, so of course he's like, "Oh, my name's Dave, whatever," and he gave me a business card, and he's trying to sell windows, and he's like, "Oh, if you ever need windows,
there you go."
So it was a good connection, It's like, hey, now I made another connection, even though we have a window supplier. So
that's very cool.
Like people, if you have lettered vehicles, game changer.
That's what we need to
People will literally tiny logo on the side of my truck. Mm-hmm. Everyone sees it. It's wild, just a tiny logo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that is crazy.
Now, in regards,
go ahead. Sorry, I'm just saying, like, you're so humble, and like, there's like so much to unpack, and like so much stuff that you actually done, and like properties that you own. You're just very like,
thank you,
laid back.
Very mellow. He's like, I hired, I did some work, I bought this,
At 23, something like.
This dude's running like multi-million-dollar company. it's a big deal.
I mean, it's very stressful though. Like a lot of people don't.
You don't show it.
That's because you got to have a good time. A lot of people, honestly, it's all about having a good time.
Bungee jumping.
Yeah, bungee jumping. Like, get out and about, explore. Have fun on week. Don't let work consume your like weekends or evenings. Have a shut off time. It's good to work hard for a period of time, but it's also like if you get exhausted or you get burnt out, you have to be like, okay, I'm just gonna not work from 6 to 6. That's my time off.
Yeah.
I don't care who calls me, who texts me. I'm just gonna, if I want to answer, I'll answer. If I want to call back, I call them back.
Yeah.
So like that's important to like like okay, I look forward to the weekends because I always do something fun. This weekend I'm going to Stowe. So
Vermont, yeah.
So I'm going snowboarding with one of my colleagues colleagues and investor friends from New York that I met in Harrisburg.
No way.
Wild. So like I complained to the city about one of his properties, and I was like, connect me with him. And so they connected me with him, and then I emailed him, and now we're like best friends. And
that's awesome.
And we do all his work for him, and he has like 25 properties. We manage some of them. He wants us to manage all of them.
Yeah.
And he's not around here, so as soon as there's a problem, he'll always call us, call our office, or call me and be like, hey, this and that needs attention, and now
send your Russians over there.
Yeah. Taken care of. Done. So, and then like this weekend, he's like he's from France, and he likes to ski. So he's like, let's go skiing sometime. I was like, sure, let's go. Yeah. So like I'm gonna pick him up in New York. We're gonna go to Stowe. And
wow.
You mind if I skip Philly this weekend? And go
we got a real estate event.
I love snowboarding.
You do?
You're a snowboarder.
You want to come along?
I'm down.
I can ask him if he can come. We have a four bed Airbnb.
Fuck, I wish. We just paid for this one real estate event down in King of Prussia.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Which one's that?
I honestly don't even know.
It's great.
It's like PA Expo real estate something. We don't really go to like events that much, but Devin, a friend of ours out in Reading, PA, he's another investor.
Yeah.
He's like, check out this event.
And we're meeting some of your friends out there too.
Yeah. So
Nice. So you got to have fun, you know, it's all,
For sure.
you got to enjoy, play hard, work hard, you know, everything, work hard, play hard. But,
Yeah.
You know.
Without a doubt. Very nice.
in regards to, you know, your construction business, you don't have any outbound really for that. You're just saying like social media, so
Word
on
of
and so
mouth.
forth. But for you buying houses, is that the same, or do you have like callers calling for you or anything like that?
So no, I look for the deals, whether that's through Facebook. People have reached out, like in the past, Facebook is a wild tool, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
Like I posted, some people will see my post, I'm looking to buy houses, and 6 months later, they'll send me a text or send me a DM and be like, hey, we've seen your post from 6 months ago and we want to sell you my house. And I'm like,
Cool.
great.
Yeah.
That deal. You know?
I'm there.
There's
What's the
deals
address?
there's deals that I made, $15,000 per deal.
Yeah.
Because I wholesaled a few, but I like to wholesale more. But I don't cold call. I don't, skip trace. I barely I skip trace some people, but
Yeah.
very few. Like another house that I bought just recently, I closed on it Monday, I think. I seen they were cleaning out the house, so we skip traced them, called them, and I said, hey, I live in the neighborhood. I'd like to buy your house. I seen they were cleaning it out. She's like, yeah, we can meet you there. And I was like, yeah, great. So we met them there. And then like they're an older couple. And so they we got to talking, and different people. They had like talked to Integrity Home Buyers. They had talked
I did
to
that.
Phil Long from the Dave Hoke team.
Oh.
And so the different people. And then they're like, all these different people were in there, but they decided to sell it to us at seller financing.
No
And
way.
the reason why is because I started talking to him, and I started telling him what we do and how we do it, and he's like, and I was like, oh, come on over, check on our projects out. So we walked over to our other project that we were working at, and I showed it to him. He's like, oh my gosh,
This is
he's like,
beautiful.
my wife's got to come look at it.
Yeah.
so he's like, I like you a lot, and he's like, I was like, okay, great. So we continued to talk, and I made him an offer, and he's like, I don't know.
What was the offer?
It was 85.
Okay.
And he wanted like 95, and I was like, nah, 85 is what we can do.
Yeah. That's
And-
close.
And yeah, it was close. And
Yeah.
so, but then his wife, then one Saturday we went and toured like 5 of our properties that we were working on, from like some of them that were completed,
Yeah.
that were ready for rent, some of them that were in mid stages, some that were didn't even start yet. And like I showed them all, and they're like, wow, we like what you're doing. And told them our mission and our vision for Harrisburg, and then like, we
Yeah.
like this. And so like, then he's like, we want to sell our house to you. And so
That's awesome.
like they were on board.
That is great.
And they did seller financing for the whole thing. So
What's your terms look like on that?
we're normal hard money terms. I could have negotiated that, but I always tell people like 11-12%, because like honestly it's not terrible.
If you're doing interest only.
Yeah,
that's
interest
not-
only payments. And then they were like, they wanted me to do, I wanted to do a short note, but they wanted like a year note.
Oh, okay.
And I said, but I can sell that. I can still refinance it. But they kind of were like, we like the steadiness of like a year note versus 6 month.
Yeah.
They're like, they don't want all the cash up front. I guess they didn't want the cash because they had it paid off.
Gotcha.
So they had the property paid off completely.
Okay.
And it was in their family for like, they said like 80 plus years.
Wow.
So like it's family owned property.
Yeah. So what
off.
you're doing in Harrisburg is kind of crazy. What is like your main mission?
So it's to renovate and restore the city. So we really want to like renovate and restore like the whole city.
Yeah.
But by doing that, we can start by doing 1 house, 2 houses, 3 houses, 4 houses. Then soon we do 5 on a block and 8 on a block and 10.
Gentrification.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And so, but it's like, we're not getting grants for this. We're not like,
You do have one grant project going on.
we're,
right?
we're trying to figure that. Yeah, that one's still
Yeah.
like with the Dauphin County, like they have, I don't understand, but I'm working with my one partner from the guy I'm going to New York, the guy from New York that I'm going skiing with. He's the one I'm working with on the grant. He knows a little bit more about the grants, but like, like they have, which is cool. I got to meet the Dauphin County commissioners, so they're the ones that'll give it, like they'll vet you, and then you got to go do a presentation at some point here in the spring. I think it's in March or something. You do a presentation, and then you present like what you're going to be using that grant for, and what you're building or what you're.
What your plans are.
Yeah.
You gotta become best friends with them. Huh?
So, but the thing is, like, I think the election there's new commissioners coming in right
yeah.
over the, like, I think soon. I don't even know all this politics stuff, but
Yeah.
So how do you decide on your properties, if you're going to keep this property, if you're going to flip this property? Like, what's your really guidelines there?
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily have a guideline on whether I'm going to keep it. Most properties I go into, I'm going to keep, right?
Yeah.
So, like, when I go to buy, like, I leave enough of spread that I can keep it.
Yeah.
But then I might be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to sell this one because I need extra cash.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's my exit strategy, is selling them.
Right.
But ultimately I want to keep them.
Okay.
I want to keep as many as I can. But if I can't
For money.
refinance it for the amount that I want or this or that, then I'll have to sell it.
If it doesn't cash flow the way you're wanting it
Yeah,
to.
and if it's like, you know, for example, I sold one on the 1100 block of Penn Street. I flipped one, and it was like 225, and like I couldn't have got more than $2,000 a month for rent. Maybe not even that.
It's still really freaking good for Penn Street.
But that's an 1100 block, so.
Is that in the Midtown side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And a great, that's
Gotcha.
like right down from HMAC.
Yeah. Okay.
So
No, that's a great area.
It's
though.
like prime. Yeah. So, you know, I still wanted to get more than $2,000 a month for rent, but I sold that one. So
How many bedrooms was that one?
that was 4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms.
Okay.
Bought that one from Brandon.
Brandon Motow?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a small world.
It's crazy. So you kind of started out with your whole Harrisburg project on Penn Street?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Seems
so like
that's kind of what you're known for.
That's I mean, on Penn Street, but like, you know, my first house was on 3rd Street, and then I bought one. Then I bought one on 4th Street. Then I bought a couple on Penn Street, and I bought a couple on Halifax, and I bought a couple more on Penn Street, and then a couple more on Penn Street,
So
and then
wait,
I sold a couple more on Penn Street.
So how many units, properties are you at now?
So total, I think I'm at like 19 or 20
Nice.
That's awesome.
of my own, and
Yeah.
then we manage probably about 10 for
The other investors.
yeah.
And what's your like overall goal since you want to keep on buying?
So my goal for last year was I wanted to get to 30, but I didn't get there. You know,
30 by 30?
But I mean, I have how many years till 30? You know,
7.
Seven.
Yeah,
So I still can make that, but
Yeah,
I really
blow
wanted
out
to
the
get I
water.
wanted to get
Yeah.
30 by the end of the last year, and I think that was an aggressive goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay that I didn't get 30 because
How much did you start with?
I started with like 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
8 units.
Mm-hmm.
you
I
still
think total.
more than doubled it.
Yeah.
That's good.
So then I have a couple in Lemoyne. So they're scattered. I have like a few in Halifax,
Yeah.
2 in Lemoyne, and a couple in Harrisburg. So
More than a couple. But yeah, that's awesome.
so
Congratulations.
thank
Yeah.
you, appreciate it. It's been a journey. You know,
That's
it's like
20 units at 23.
yeah. So my goal is to. I mean, this year I want to continue to accumulate them. I don't really have a set goal of like how many I want to get, but I just want to continue to accumulate them, and more so I want to renovate and restore the houses in the city. Like,
Yeah.
you know, whether I keep them or not, but I
Yeah.
just want to. I want to see
Just
that. I want to
change
see
this whole city.
I want to see the city of Harrisburg prosper with like everyone like they get to live in a good environment versus they live in a shitty environment. You know, like it's like cat feces.
You're willing to go into like the worst of the worst, like Zarker, Hummel, Crescent, Ferry Hill.
Well, like Allison Hill, I didn't buy one house up there yet.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
So-
going to?
Eventually, but like this, like between like Forster and Division and 6th and Front Street.
Yeah.
There's
so many houses.
There's so many
a lot.
houses that
That's
need
where
help
we
up
have all of
there.
our
There's so many houses that need help in that area that
Yeah.
you would think
And that
that's
could
a
be a
better
great area.
That's a better area.
It's like borderline of Susquehanna Township.
yeah,
Yeah.
So like, but you have like Woodbine. There's like shitty houses on Woodbine.
We're
on Penn
Yeah.
on like 2100 block of 4th, 2100 block of any street.
Yeah.
Is garbage. You
Yeah.
know, like you go from Penn, Green, 3rd, 4th, and all those all the way up to 6th and 7th. They're like that block.
like,
2100
why?
is like why is it? But McClay
because we
Street.
didn't fix it yet.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
But we need cut.
We're
catching.
We're
yeah,
tag teaming Uptown.
Yeah.
But really,
we got
we need-
6th
we need-
Street
we-
and Wiccanisco.
Yeah, for sure. But we need more people that want to get in there and just renovate the houses. It's
Yeah.
like there's enough for everyone to go around.
So much.
It's
yeah.
it's like I don't need to buy everyone on that block. If someone wants to come in and buy them, they can. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And that would help me out by you're helping me
we're
out,
going
and
for
helping
the same
you
goal.
out. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, but you're helping each other boost the property value.
Exactly.
And so, end of the day, really,
Helping
and
the
you're renovating
comparables.
it,
Yeah.
making it look nice, and
There you
that's
go.
my goal. Yeah.
Nice,
So.
nice.
That's good.
So do you have any large multifamily, or is it all
Only a 4-unit. That's it.
for 'em? Okay.
Yeah. So that's my biggest
Gotcha.
multifamily. I mean, I guess that's not really multi. That's still
Yeah, it's multi.
It's multi, yeah.
Not large.
Isn't
multi.
it five and more?
5 or more.
Yeah.
And it's
So,
like commercial, technically. Yeah.
so still
Okay.
residential.
Yeah.
Nothing
Gotcha.
like big. So.
Nice. So some of these properties that you've started on, they're like completely torn down to the bones.
Yeah. So
Like I've seen a couple of them.
I actually wanted to talk to you about it. That one property that you posted on your story, I think it's beside a property that you already fixed up. And it was like the whole back of the house was out. It had like a dartboard on like the
Oh, so
side.
that one, they actually demoed that one. So
They take that out.
we were renovating that was on McClay Street. So
Yes.
we renovated that one.
Oh, even the one next to it.
Because we walked that property. So like,
That one with the dart, that one was vacant for so long. It was
so
burnt
bad.
down. They had to be demoed. Like I
Yeah, they tried to give us one.
complained to the city.
Yeah.
And then like a week later,
the guy was trying to sell that to us for what? Like
Free.
for free.
For free.
well, it's gonna have a massive lien on it because the city demoed it and they put liens on it after they demo it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling me, he was like, listen, he was like, I'm trying to catch up on these bills and they just keep billing me for this house. And he's like, I don't even want the damn house.
He
We're-
bought it sight
was
unseen. Did
everywhere.
he buy it sight unseen?
I don't know, but we were like, you got to pay us to
I
buy
did.
this.
So he was from Jersey originally. And he did a
That's
Dauphin County auction. And
That's
then
what happens. People buy these things
picked it up
sight.
for like $7,000, thinking
Yeah.
it was going to be a house. And then he realized there's no house there.
Yeah, that's what people do.
There's a front wall.
And that's
Yeah,
it. The
literally.
back half is
You go to the back, it's
It's like, oh, where'd
open
the house go?
concept. Yeah.
waterfalls and all.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a small world. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But I do want to go back to talking about stress and like how you manage stress, because you have all these companies and just dealing with so many people from day to day. And I saw you recently got a cold plunge.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about that. Like, how do you like that? Has it like helped with your mindset, you know?
Stephanie's been itching me about these cold plunges for
I mean,
a while.
I think everyone should try it because
Yeah.
it creates discipline, and I never want to do it. Like I literally hate doing it.
Yeah.
But it challenges me to do it.
You feel good afterwards.
And I feel really good afterwards. Like
Yeah.
it gives you a good boost. But not just that, I feel like I definitely sleep better. So like
Really?
I sleep more sound versus like sometimes I sleep restless or like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and then like have these thoughts, like stress thoughts. Like, oh my gosh,
Did I get this done?
did I get this? I'm like, oh
Did I
crap.
leave that light on?
It's like I forgot to do this, and I'm like, crap, we got that first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I go back to bed. It's like,
Yeah.
but cold plunging, I think like definitely helps me sleep better, and it's mentally challenging. And I think like
How long are you staying in there for?
usually about 2.5 to 3 minutes. So
You do it every day?
no,
Oh.
I used to try to do it like 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and then like there for a while I did it like every day, and then like it's not consistent, so it's very inconsistent. Like some days I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna do it today, and then I'm like, then I tell myself I'm not gonna do it, and then I just quickly do it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, you gotta just like, if you're gonna be like, I'm gonna do it, and then you're like,
Yeah.
it's like you're like,
Choking.
no, I don't want to do it. You're gonna survive.
Dude, I had something stuck in my throat. I was trying to hold it in my I started
He
watering.
started crying.
Don't worry. That's okay. Keep it in there. It's real.
But no, so like, I tell myself I'm not gonna do it, and then you just last minute trick your mind into doing it.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even think it's like you gotta like it's like a battle.
You're like, I'm not
it's a
gonna do
mental
it.
battle. Yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna do it, and you dump it and do it.
Jump in.
That's really what it's like. So
Yeah. Been thinking about getting one.
it's very. I mean, the cost to get into it is very cheap if it's cold out.
They just start outside.
Yeah,
Good to go.
You just get a cattle trough from Tractor Supply for $150.
Have your little rubber ducky.
Yeah, but that thing broke though, because like the ice was like, I don't know, 8 inches thick,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
I was like axing it away.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no way.
Dang.
Yeah, we were just looking at a trough on, it's actually a Home Depot. It was like 170. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
price
like
range.
they're pretty like very reasonable.
2x2x6.
But then in the summer, right, it's like a whole different story. So I don't know if I'll do it in the summer.
Oh, that's true.
Because then you
Just gotta get ice all the time.
Like, you can get a chiller. You know, you could drill a hole and put your.
Yeah,
that's true.
Make it so.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll get around to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can go and buy one.
Give it a shot, and then if you don't want it, just sell the tub on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
There you go.
$100, take it.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. I mean, what else do you want to dive into? Like, tell us.
Oh.
Like, you do a lot on a daily basis.
Yeah. So.
You do construction. You just redid a whole park.
Mm-hmm.
You got a team of mobsters working for you.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's. I'd say you gotta stay consistent at what you're doing, and you know, like, don't just like go all over the place. You know,
so
find your target and identify it and like complete it. So like for me, it's renovating and restoring houses in the city.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how many houses I buy or keep, but it's more like how many houses I renovate and restore. How many lives can you transform through like restoring all these houses, and how many people can you inspire by, you know, like, oh, we want to try to get into that as well. We want to see Harrisburg prosper, because ultimately, like, I want to see Harrisburg prosper better than Lancaster. So like you have entertainment, you have things to do.
We can be Lancaster.
Yeah,
we're the
better than
Lancaster, right?
Yeah.
So like, Lancaster, who?
We have things to do. You know, that's
we got Sawyer's. Like, come on,
you gotta get rid of Sawyer's.
I know they gotta tell us is better.
Yeah, you gotta bring more like better like things to do. Like downtown has nothing but trashy bars, and you know, but we need more entertainment and better bars, or better like Tellus is nice, you know. Bring that vibe up here.
So a little franchise, bring it up here.
So that's what I like. That's really what drives me and motivates me. It's like, because if everyone around here can experience like life like Lancaster does, or like we have the river too. Like the river's right there.
There's so much we could be doing.
We should have like a nice rooftop, you know, restaurant.
Well, they did add the beach bar on City Island, so that was like one small step.
But it's not like a rooftop.
It's not the rooftop.
No, but it's in the right direction.
You have Millworks with a rooftop, but it's like way off it's like way back.
It should be something overlooking the river.
To the river.
Yeah,
and, like, you know.
Yeah, throw something on top of Wiccanesco Street.
Yeah.
Some stairs going up. Exclusive entrance only.
I have a question though. So, has your faith like impacted your journey? Like, what would you say in regards to that, like faith and real estate and construction?
For sure. So like faith, I mean, without like my faith, I probably wouldn't like continue on, because it's like some days it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. But it's like I don't see the reward in it, or like, you know, you'll renovate a house and like people don't get it, you know, people don't like still like preserve, or they still litter, you know, you're like, it's like this world's doomed, you know.
Yeah.
It's literally, some days I feel like that. I'm just like, no, we're not doomed. We can change it, you know. It's like, it's like sometimes you'll drive down the street, people just don't care, you know. People just do not care. They'll hit stuff, they'll demolish stuff, you know, or tenants will destroy your property because they're angry at you.
It's not theirs, so.
And it's like all these things, right? And so it's like we're doomed, you know. But no, it's like I have faith, and I'm going to believe that we're going to be able to change lives and, you know, bring restoration back to our city, because that's really what we want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think faith, you need faith in it, you know.
For sure.
So
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Stefanie got me to go to church this last weekend.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a little while.
That's awesome.
She was like, "We're going." I was like, "Oh
yeah." We brought our contractor too.
Where do you go?
River of God.
Is that in Harrisburg?
Enola. Everyone about to start going. Everyone's pulling up to church.
It's definitely interesting. It was very different than what I was used to.
Are they like more like
Pentecostal?
Okay.
Yeah. So I went to a non-denominational church too.
Yeah.
But right now it's Pentecostal.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good church.
This one woman spoke in tongue. You know what that is?
Yeah, speaking in tongues.
Yes.
I warned them about it. I was like, you know, they may be speaking in tongues, so it's like a whole other language.
What the heck's going on?
Yeah. I was like jaw dropped. I was like, she having a seizure? Or is she
like, what's
going on here?
So I warned them just so they know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool because we brought our contractor too. So
he was going through a little rough spot.
Yeah.
It still is, but
yeah,
he needed that day. He appreciated it too.
He said he's coming back
was all
next
into it.
week. So
Yeah.
There you go.
hey, if you want to come back, let me.
I'm trying to stay awake this time.
Yeah, he started falling asleep.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't start falling asleep. I did fall asleep.
You did fall asleep. You
Yeah,
can't do
I
that.
felt so bad, dude. My contractor, he like bumped me on the shoulder. I was like, stood up real quick.
What's going on over here?
Stood up. I was like,
Where am I at?
Like, my bad. How long was I out for? So, what's your goals for this year?
Like I
30
said,
doors.
well, I think I can get the 30 doors easily.
For sure.
You know, because So, but I didn't really set like a solid goal for how many houses I want to buy.
Okay.
Really, I want to do more sales than I did last year in my company. So, you know, I want to try to do at least
Construction or-
2.5 million. Yeah. Like, so what we did last year, we did a lot of smaller, like $80,000 projects. We also completed the park, but we got paid throughout 2022 and 2023. So like, it wasn't all in one
Years.
Yeah. That
Right.
500 wasn't all in 1 year's, so like half of that was on that, but a lot of the projects came out of $80,000 projects that we did. So this year I want to try to at least do 2.5 million, because last year we did a little under 2 million. So
That's amazing.
Oh, y'all are definitely gonna hit that.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's
Yeah.
really good.
So that's one of my goals, and then just continue to buy houses and continue to I want to really work on my leadership, because I feel like, as a leader, you gotta like strive to do better, and everything falls back to you.
You just gotta take responsibility for everything.
Yeah, the soldiers don't ever make them, like, they're not the ones that are responsible or make a mistake.
Who put the soldiers there?
Yeah, who's in charge of the soldiers? Those are the people that like ultimately it comes back to me.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't give enough guidance or set them up for success. So
Yeah.
that's really, I need to work on my leadership, like continue to get better and better at it.
Yeah.
Because you can always grow. So
Oh yeah,
I think
for sure.
is like, it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, there's always something you can learn from somebody, that can be younger, that can be older, and you can always grow in that. So
For sure.
yeah. So like leadership has been like, this month I've been really working on like listening to podcasts on leadership, John Maxwell and different things like that. Just like, okay, like how can I narrow it down
Yeah.
to just be a
It's like,
better
what's the most
leader?
efficient
Yeah.
form of communication with
Yeah.
this personality type versus that one?
Yeah, for sure. I know, like, okay, how do I respond to them because they didn't do something I asked them to right the first time, or, how do I, encourage them even though they messed up, but encourage them in a nice way. And
You know who's really good at talking about that? Alex Hermosi's wife. What's her name?
Layla Hormozy.
Layla Hermosi
Yeah.
is an incredible leader.
I'll have to check. I mean, I know I do listen to Alex all the time. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah.
No, I mean, he's great too, but he's like he's out of this world. But his wife, in terms of like
She's
leadership,
good with people and
she's
everything.
so good with people.
Yeah.
And, like the way that she explains it is just like so understandable. It
Yeah.
just makes sense, honestly.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I was listening to one of her podcasts at work the one day, and then like it was like as she was like talking about the different kinds of leaders, like I was like, it was so clear because I have multiple bosses at my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's that guy, and it's like, well, who do I like more? Obviously that guy. And then she's explaining why that guy would be better to act in, I don't remember all the details of it, but I was like, I need to carry this on like into our company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's always like at the company, there's always someone that people are gonna hate, because you have to do.
Oh,
You gotta play good guy and bad guy.
Good cup, back up.
Yeah.
For sure. So, but
Yeah.
that's, I think leadership is important for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're running a business or if you're just, like if you're just one person investor, you're still in leadership. You're still communicating to contractors,
Tenants.
people, and
Yeah.
tenants are hard to deal with at times. Like they're hard.
What's like your worst tenant story?
See, I mean, you're saying like complaints or encounters. So I mean, I have
Encounters,
multiple.
anything.
I have multiple.
Damage.
Like, was one tenant that I inherited that I had to evict. He owes me like $7,000, and it was a whole process. He didn't get out of the property right away. The sheriff said kick him out, and then we changed the locks. But anyway, that's one story where like it's like, and I don't know if I ever see that money.
Yeah.
It's like I still didn't get paid.
Probably not.
I sent it to
Collections.
I sent it to collections.
Yeah.
And so like, I have probably like 3 or 4 other tenants that over the course of 4 years, like one tenant maybe owes me $1,000 that we evicted.
Yeah.
But we didn't evict him. He just moved out but he never paid, right? So
Yeah.
thankfully he moved out, but still. And then we have another tenant that moved out as well, but owes us $3,000, because they were behind 2 months, and then we took them to court, and then she's like, I'll move out, and she moved out, right?
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about going into Section 8?
We have 2 Section 8s.
Do you?
So yeah.
Okay.
But
What's your thoughts on that?
I think Section 8 creates laziness. That's my thought. When I first got started, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna ever do Section 8 because
Yeah.
you're putting people in, they don't want to take responsibility. Then Section 8 is created for, there's some good because it does help people out that are in need, but it gets abused a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
And so there's people in there that are just milking it out, and they're not taking care of they don't care about your property. They don't care about the environment they're in. They don't care about they don't take ownership of anything. They don't take ownership of the outside of the property. They don't take ownership of the inside. They're just lazy. And that's I don't want to create that, because in order to continue to restore and continue to maintain the properties that we're restoring, you almost have to have people that are okay, we want to see this transform too.
Yeah.
We're going to play our part by continue upkeep on the outside, like in the yard, in the front, backyard, front. It's power wash it, or clean up the trash,
clean
or,
up.
just general things like taking ownership of the property.
And when they pay more, they're more likely gonna keep up on it.
Yeah, I mean, for definitely the one tenant that we have, she'll put up Christmas lights, she'll decorate it, it's and she'll clean.
Make it
She's
look
like,
nice.
"Can I power wash this front?" And I was like, "Of course you can power wash the front,"
Anytime.
But I was like, thanks for asking, but she
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
definitely power wash the front. It's like we want it to be clean, So we want, if she's doing that, she's like, gotta get these trash cans moved to the back. I'm like, yes, we do, but
Thank
everyone on the whole street has them in the front, but we gotta get them moved to the back.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but yeah, it's like
So that's
those are the people, it's like we want those people to and a lot of Section 8 people, not all of them, and maybe I'm biased because I think you should.
Have you had any bad experiences with Section 8 yet?
No, I didn't, but I just
There you
know that I feel like if
Knock on some wood for yourself.
I just think that's the mentality they would have,
Yeah.
because that's what I would have if I'd be Section 8 and nothing else to care about.
That was kind of our thoughts going into it too. It's like we've always heard these tenants are not good tenants. It's not that they don't pay because it's the government that obviously pays, but they abuse it and abuse the property as well. So they don't have to take.
You guys have multiple Section 8, right?
We have all sections.
All Section 8 except for 2.
Except for 2.
Yeah.
As of right
I
now.
keep driving past your one property up in Uptown with the yellow doors.
Oh, what do you think? You like it?
I love it. So I didn't know. So when you posted about it on Facebook or Instagram, I seen it and I was like, oh, you painted it. And then every time I drive by now, I notice it every time.
That's why we have to keep that one looking so nice.
I'm like, that's Stefanie and Skyler's. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we upkeep all our properties really good.
But that one, it's like you
that
you,
one,
you set it
everyone
apart.
knows.
It's like you have the yellow doors and
Yeah.
the black. So okay, you just know right away.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
no one else has the yellow doors.
no one.
Yeah, we're thinking about continuing that theme throughout our rental properties, just so you can kind of understand hey, those are Skyler and Stefanie. But it might be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Then everyone knows.
Yeah,
who-
That's a little iffy. Yeah.
That's
Those
another
are-
thing. It's like we put signs out most of our projects.
Yeah.
But it's like then soon everyone knows and sees oh wow, they're doing everything everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, something's we need to make them
A burglar is gonna think oh, his last house had some really nice stuff in it. Here's another one of his houses.
Yeah.
I also has some really nice
And it's probably
flooring, everything else in there.
Like for us, someone vandalized our concrete steps.
really.
Yeah. Each time we would go to the property, we would see another step missing, the corner of the step.
The platform.
Chip it away.
It's like they just took a sledgehammer and just broke the corner.
Yeah. Our tenant told us the one night at 3 a.m. someone was just going ham.
Was it multifamily or were they
Yeah, that was the building.
Yeah.
The yellow door.
Oh, that was one of the. Oh
Yeah.
my.
That's
gosh.
why people can't
But-
know.
Yeah, but we got security cameras up there.
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Perfect.
We're smooth now.
For any of you listening.
If you go there,
Don't you
you'll
go
be
there.
caught. Chipping away.
Yeah.
I know, right?
They got a little too excited.
No, that's okay. That's a good property though.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So
I think
No,
we
man.
covered.
you're amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we truly appreciate you.
I mean, I love meeting with 23-year-olds.
Yeah.
23 here.
All 23.
Oh,
You're
speaking
23.
of that, you got a real estate meetup too for young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I mean it's
got-
just it's very casual. We're not trying to do like all like trying to do a bunch of events. It's just like we did one, and then we'll see how it goes. And it's like we're gonna do another one. Postponed the last one because of the snowstorm, but we could have had it because it was like the roads were.
They were fine. You got a truck. I mean,
they were fine. I was out and about.
I was out too.
I was out and about. I went snowboarding that night.
Nice.
But like,
I was gonna go definitely hit a brown top or something.
Yeah,
sometime.
I got an Epic Pass, so
I got that pass too.
it's free for me to go there.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, how'd you get the pass for free?
Well, that's my mentality. It's like I got Epic Pass. I can go any resort I want.
How much is that?
23 slopes now.
$690.
So it depends on when you bought it.
I bought it in July, so like the pass is pretty cheap.
$690.
Yeah, and so like and one lift ticket would cost. I mean,
120.
yeah, maybe 120. And so like
You
I
have
went like
you have rentals.
I went like 6 times,
Yeah,
7 times, and I paid for the pass already.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
And I
I
went
didn't get whatever. It's really nice actually because I love the location of this. It's okay. I love the location of this office because I also like rock climbing.
Also, you just like
And so we have a rock climbing place right across the street. And then Ski Round Top is literally like 15 minutes away from here.
yeah.
So it's like as soon as work's done, like I could just bring the board here and go.
Yeah.
I want to so bad.
There's probably no snow out anymore. Well,
I
went last.
52 degrees out right now.
It's like
Nice.
warm.
Yeah.
What
It's
the
like
heck's going
summer.
on?
Literally.
That's
It
why
was
you're
like
sweating.
negative degrees last week.
I know it was like 8 degrees. I don't think it was
It
negative.
was freezing.
Yeah.
It was cold. Welcome to PA.
But I think we're gonna end
But
it
anyway,
here.
yeah. No,
So
I
we
I
truly-
appreciate you guys
we
having me
really
on.
appreciate
It's
it.
awesome.
Thanks for telling your
And-
story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
We're gonna make sure to leave Ezra's information down below if you guys want to go connect with him and his companies. If you guys need any work done on a
Parts
property,
made.
reach out to Ezra.
Yeah. Give us a call. 602-8015.
There you go. With that being said, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.